Hi again. I'm in Norwich alongside the River Yar, going for another hair removal appointment today, and it's raining. Typical. It's going to brighten up later, I believe, so hopefully I'll be able to look around Norwich and we'll go to one or two places, so I'll see what pans out and how things are, and of course we've got to get some lunch first as well. But anyway, I'm just going to head off for a coffee, get out of the rain. I've got about half an hour or so before my appointment, and so hopefully that will go okay. Well, I'm sure it will, because the lady's very nice and she's very good, and my hair's not quite wet at the moment. I'm just trying to keep my hood on so I don't get my hair wet, and did wash it last night, but anyway, we'll go, and you can see all the rain there in the river, and of course all the ducks and geese and gulls are kind of like, they don't want to go in the water for some reason. Maybe it's too wet for them. And so anyway, I'm going to go and head off now and try and stand in the duck poo again, like I almost did last time. And so we'll see you all a little bit later in the video. I'm next to the Bishy Barney boats again. Just had my hair removal appointment, and that went well. So it's a little bit tender at the moment here, but she's now done around this side as well to get rid of some darker hairs, and she's got, last week she did this side, so it's kind of like matching up, and then she'll be doing underneath and around here, so that once that's done, then she'll tackle the lighter hairs, and so that will kind of eventually, it'll take several sessions of course to actually do, and then I suppose I'll start looking smoother and look better, and it's yeah, so anyway, the sun's come out now, so it's a little bit nicer now, and all the geese and the ducks seem to be a bit happier. I think they're not so worried looking, and they kind of, it's funny, isn't it? You think ducks like water, but they kind of don't like it when it rains. And but then who does, really? I suppose we don't like getting wet, do we? And but it's, in Britain we kind of used to the weather, aren't we, changing and things. But yes, it's out really sunny now, and it looks quite nice. I mean, along the river, you can see it's quite pleasant. And so I'm going to go into Norwich now and get something to eat, so it's kind of like that way, not that way, and so yeah, we've got a few people to spin around without making you too dizzy, and yeah, so Norwich is up the river there, and again now I'm going to go by road, not by boat, and but yeah, it's turned out really nice now, the weather has, and so hopefully it's going to brighten up a little bit, and I'll have a little look around Norwich after we've had something to eat. Okay, see you all shortly. Yes, the sun is out now, and it is quite nice today now, and I just had some lunch, and I'm going to go back to the car, just pick up my camera, main camera, and I'm just going to have a look around. I might try and go and do a few more videos with the main camera as well, and I'll look around some charity shops, and I was thinking of going to St Julian's church, so I may try and fit that in as well, so so maybe we'll head there as well. So I'm just going to grab the main camera because it's a little bit better quality than the phone, and well, quite a bit better than the phone actually, but yeah, so that's going to show me wrinkles, isn't it? So all my kind of bits where I've not put makeup on, so is that a good thing? And anyway, right, well, I'm going to go back to the car, get a camera and get a coffee, and then go and have a look round, and see you all a little bit later. Right, so just had coffee, and I'm now on the main camera, so you can probably see my wrinkles a bit better. And all my well, missed on the makeup and stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to see if I head to St Julian's church if it's open, and see what we can find there, and explain a little bit about St Julian of Norwich. So that's the Millennium Centre and the library. So I'm just walking past, and again, sort of popular place. People like to sit on the steps, have lunch, chill out, and the sun's holding off today, but at least it's not raining either, which is good. So it was raining earlier when I was next to the river, so just am I holding the camera level. Yeah, so anyway, this is the Millennium Centre. The BBC have got a place in there as well. I think they do radio broadcasts and things in there. So I've just got to head up towards John Lewis, I think, and it's just down near there. So of course, not far away now. And it's always when you're walking, looking into the lens of the camera, you're not looking where you're going. So you're walking to somebody or a lamppost or something, and you'll see that. If that happens, you'll see that in the bloopers. But let's hope not. Anyway, well, you probably want something funny to look at, but there's John Lewis, and we've got church here, All Saints Antiques and Collectibles, which was a church, but is, I don't know, is it still a church or is it just an antique place? So, I know it's not St Julian's, so onwards. I have to laugh how people get worried, don't they, when you have a camera and they see you pointing it about, like, they think, what on earth are you going to do? Are you the BBC or somebody? No, I'm YouTube. Better than BBC. Oh, we're just getting close to St Julian's Church now, so hopefully we'll see if they're open, and if we can have a look around inside. And let's just hope there's no sign up saying no photography. I nearly tripped over a bit of wood there as well. So yeah, it's amazing what debris people leave. So almost there. So I'm going to cross the road in a minute if we don't get run over. That'll be another good blooper, won't it? So I'm outside St Julian's Church in Norwich, so we're going to have a look inside. It might be a little dark in there, so hopefully the camera will pick up something, and I'm told it's quite nice in there, so I don't know what to expect, whether we can see the room where Julian herself actually stayed or lived for some number of years, and so we'll have a look. So I have to be really quiet, I think, in here. And somebody said there's some nice stained glass windows in here, but I can't see any. That's the altar. So this is the room where Julian lived, and for a number of years, I think, was it about 30 years or so. It says, please leave door open. Well, we don't want to get locked in here for 30 years, do we? And wow, this is the room. Not focusing. There we are. Here dwelt Mother Julian, Anchoress of Norwich, from 1342 to 1430. Wow. Thou art enough to me. Wow. I don't have any change for to light a candle, so I can't really light a candle. Well, I could, but I'd need to actually come back and make another donation. Wow, so this very room here, which is not big really when you think about it, it's smaller than most people's living rooms, and it is basically like a large-ish sort of bedroom, I suppose. There would have been a place to sleep, wash, and cook. I assume. No, that probably wasn't a fireplace, but I don't know. But again, wow, imagine being in here for about 30 years. I believe the garden outside, in the garden outside the cell window are buried the ashes of two much loved priests. So Father Charles Sear and Father Robert Llewellyn. Oh, so I thought they were going to say St Julian was buried there. But yeah, so I believe Julian, she sort of wrote a lot of so Julian, she was really regarded as one of the first female sort of scholars, writers in Britain, and possibly sort of the Western Europe, I would think, as well. And she sort of resided in this room for a number of years, and really a lifetime to many people. And she just lived here. She would talk to merchants as they passed. They'd come and have a chat with her. I imagine people must have bought her food and supplies of things, of course. So what she'd done for sanitary things like washing and fresh water, that sort of thing, and of course obviously going to the loo as well, which we all have to do, so I imagine it must, of course it says Mother Julian's cell on this site of original anchor hold, prayer honors the soul of to God. And let's please leave this door open. Of course we don't want to get locked in here for the next 30 years or whatever. Yes, it's sort of imagine being in this room for all that time. So here dwelt Mother Julian, Anchoress of Norwich, from 1342 to 1430. Thou art enough to me. Yeah, I've switched over to the phone because for some reason the microphones seem to have not working on the camera. And of course there's people now coming to the church. So this is where the room where Julian stayed, and you can see a cross on the wall there, and I don't know if that cross was there when she was here, but of course Lady Julian was called to serve God in a solitary life, and she was the anchor hold on the site of this chapel, and she enriched the world by her writings, a book called The Revelations of Divine Love, and she sets out the meaning of visions. And of course, Julian, she has had quite a few sort of sayings and things, and said in this holy place, we can almost hear her saying, God said not, thou shalt not be tempted, thou shalt not be afflicted, but thou shalt not be overcome. And another of her beautiful sayings is, our falling hindereth him not to love us. And she found that truly the key to all religious experiences, love was his meaning. And I saw full clearly that God made us, he loved us, which love was never slacked, nor shall thou be, and his love, our life is everlasting. And so she was writing sort of one of the first female scholars, writers in Britain and probably Western Europe at that time. Of course, it was usually sort of men, monks, and people who sort of learned things. Then not most people were just sort of like kind of didn't read and write in those days, of course. And a lot of course, in Norfolk, a lot of people worked on the land, and they basically had a hard life, just surviving, just existing really, and trying not to. Well, they couldn't. There was only the more wealthy people that could learn to read and write and do things, and even then, probably not everybody could. And Julian, she was a lady that lived in this room for a number of years in sort of solitude, and of course, she sort of chatted with people as they walked past. Of course, there'd be like a sort of door there and a window, which of course she probably chatted with merchants and things as they walked past, and other people would come to visit. Of course, how she would get on in this room, of course, or this time. I mean, imagine being in this room, which is basically the size of basically somebody's bedroom, really, and she would live eating, sleeping, and of course writing, of course, and from day to day. So yes, you've got to have a quite strong will, strong attitude, to sort of just not go out and not venture out into the world, of course. And in those days, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have social media or anything. There was no telephones or anything like that. So you just relied on people passing by and the goodwill of people to support you. And and offering them sort of words of wisdom and of course giving them encouragement to get on with their lives and lead their lives. So just imagine trying to do all that today, of course. How many people could actually switch off the internet, not do anything and like that, not interact with the greater world outside, just what's immediately around you. And very difficult. Even back then it would have been difficult, and today probably even more so. So we'll just have another quick look around the church, and this is lights are on, so I'm hoping the camera can pick that up. So I hope you've enjoyed a little visit to St Julian's church in Norwich, and so a little bit of a look around Norwich as well. And so I'm just going to go and head off, get a drink before I go home, and just need to have a little bit of rest because I'm sort of getting a little bit tired now. And but thank you all for watching, and of course please remember to like and subscribe, and see you all in the next video. Okay, thank you, bye.